Happiness is freedom. Freedom is having the choice to spend your time doing things that inspire you. Most people want freedom, but many people don't have a clear objective, a roadmap, or a strategy to achieve it. Everyone deserves to live an inspired and free life. I believe that when we're free and able to focus on our most meaningful work, we simply become better human beings. We can give more, care more, support more, and love more. I'm an investor, a trader, and an entrepreneur, and I get to spend every day doing what I love. At the age of 29 years old, I became financially free, and since then my mission has been to help and inspire other people to achieve the same so that they can be more of who they really want to be. Always Free is about having a free mind, being free to question the status quo, free to take risks, free to say no, free to say yes, free from social idealisms, opinions and beliefs, free to disobey, and free to wake up every day and spend your time to make a difference that inspires you. You can have it all. Living a life designed by you isn't a stroke of luck or a result of circumstance. It's a choice. So if you want to learn how to become free and live an inspired life, join me for the #1 show for financial empowerment and wealth creation as I share my insights, tips, strategies, and advice on what allowed me to be always free. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Jason Graystone. Whoa. Welcome back to the Always Free show, guys. I hope you're doing well. Hope you had a nice week so far. Apologies for the old throat. Who we got here this week? Oh, there's already a load of the usual suspects here. Tuning in from Kent. Evening. Alexander, how you doing? Neil. Cool. Surrey, whereabouts in Surrey? I hope you had a nice week. I hope you had a good week so far. I broke the back of another one. It's been an interesting one in the markets. Decided to live stream my show, my live room out each day this week, which was cool. Lots of value, lots of great topics, lots of great discussions came up in the live rooms. And few announcements. Remember this Sunday, clocks go back. Don't forget, forward, sorry. Don't forget that one. Don't get slipped up by that one. When you work with companies in the US, it's always 2 weeks ahead as well. So like there's a 2-week period where it really messes you up. And if you're not prepared for it, it can really catch you out. So hopefully you don't get stuck out by that. Missed the Zoom meeting. Yeah, we just wrapped up our strategy session. It was a good one. Really good one. We wrapped it up at about an hour ago. If you missed it, you missed it, unfortunately. we only offer those things out once. We got another one Saturday, another one Thursday. So, don't forget to book into one of those. You can actually book those in by just going to this link here. So just scan that and you can get one of those spaces. There's one Saturday morning at 9 o'clock GMT and one on Thursday the 31st of March, which is our intake day for Tears of Freedom. We're opening the doors to the Tears of Freedom program again on the 31st of March for new members to come into the program. And that's the only way you're going to get in. If you attend one of those strategy sessions, we'll spend about an hour and a half going through your strategy. And then at the end, I'll be talking you through what the Tears of Freedom program is all about as well. So be sure to get into that if that's something of interest to you. But this week, you can't, there's no recordings. We don't record them. Each one is bespoke to the members in the group. So we tailor the strategy session for the group. So we don't record them or anything like that. Every single one is unique. So you're going to get a lot of value if you show up to those things. All right. So it's funny. This week I've seen a lot of people getting misled by gurus, influencers, educators, and it's funny because I've seen I've seen a lot of educators or influencers or gurus promoting that they can sell you some kind of program or sell you something that's going to allow you to have freedom, more time, more money. And I know for a fact that these people aren't even earning money themselves. They're not even earning income themselves. They've created a very unsustainable business model, one where they're very time poor and where they have very little income because they can't afford to pay themselves out of the business. And yet they're out there promoting that they're going to teach you how to be free and have more money and all this. And it kind of that's going on everywhere, by the way. So it's no wonder they say that, the person with the most conviction and most confidence in their voice and in their message sets the rules for society. And it's no wonder that if you have a bit of confidence and you're a bit sure of yourself and you kind of, you got the Dunning-Kruger effect going on and you've heard a little bit and you know enough to kind of talk, it's easy to get people to string along. It's easy to string people along. And last week, the show was really about self-development, right? How to self-develop properly. And off the back of that show, a few of you have asked me about, how to go about self-development and how to pick good mentors and how to pick, or why you need to self-develop. And with all the kind of gurus, and it's difficult to trust people out there, particularly when, as I say, there's a lot of confident people out there that are just selling stuff and they don't even know. They haven't even got the result. They're not even doing the thing that you want to do or you think that they're going to teach you to do. They're not even doing it themselves. There's a massive lack of integrity, huge lack of integrity throughout. And social media is this kind of platform that's allowed people to stand on a stage with their own microphone and really promote themselves and only show a highlight reel that's going to kind of get people to buy into their lies. And unfortunately, that is how it is. And you're going to have to be a bit more wise and you're going to have to be a bit more switched on and have your wits about you and be able to read the truth. And that's where we are. So what I want to do in this show is just talk a little bit about, first of all, why you should invest in your own mind, why you should invest in wisdom, because it is important, right? And a lot of people forget that when it comes to wealth building, if you are allocating money to your own knowledge and your own development, that's actually going to grow your income. You're either going to become more efficient at something, you're going to become more effective at something, you're going to have more ideas to implement, more strategies, and that is all going to contribute to income growth, which then filters back into your wealth system, which then compounds and filters into your whole, your financial freedom journey. So it is important. I think we all know it is important. It helps you grow. Okay. Now, this week, coming off the amount of conversations I've had on personal development this week, off the back of last week's show, I thought, well, there is a lot of crap out there. But I've managed to self-develop and I've spent money in different areas. I'll show you exactly what I've spent in the last 18 months in just a moment. Very nice sound on my stereo. Excellent. Yeah, this is the Shure SM7B. It is a industry standard, great microphone. In fact, Michael Jackson recorded Thriller and his Bad album, I think, on this. So it's a great mic. It should sound good. It's mic'd up and EQ'd well. But it is important, okay? So what I did is I went through what I'd spent in the last 18 months on my own self-development and how much I'd allocated it to the last, in the last 18 months. And I always say you want to spend 10% of your post-tax income on self-development. Now, I definitely allocate 10% of my income to self-development every year. And by doing so, I grow, I develop, I learn, I meet new people, I get new opportunities, I see further into the future because I can see things clearer. I become more creative, I empower my mind, and as a result, I earn more money. So what I went through here is what I spent. So literally on masterminds, I spent $9,000 on a mastermind group in the last 18 months. I spent about £755 on books in the last 18 months. Seminars, I spent $2,000. Courses, I spent 16,200, and that was 2 courses. Boot camps, I went on. I did 3 boot camps, totaling $5,000. Consultations with private, mentors, I went on $6,000, and then just regular mentorship, for meetings, about £4,800. So about £44,000 in the last 18 months, which kind of equates to about 10% of post-tax income. Now, you might be saying, well, why the hell do you do it? Well, I just told you why, right? I wouldn't do that, and I wouldn't continuously spend that amount of money if I didn't get a return and if it wasn't working. I don't do it for my health. I don't do it because I particularly like meeting new people. I just do it because it plays in with my entire wealth creation strategy, and I know that it works. Okay. Now, here's another element that you don't think about, and this is kind of playing into what I spoke about at the start of the show. When you do learn stuff, okay, you can then share what you've learned. Okay, I get to help, I get to motivate, I get to inspire and encourage others to be better using the knowledge that I've learned that I can share with them as well. So then, not only does it increase my income in terms of applying what I've learned, but it also increases my income by sharing what I've learned. Make sense? Now, that's where you have to watch out for this Dunning-Kruger effect, because does anyone know what Dunning-Kruger effect is? Basically, there was this guy who, I can't remember when it was, but he went into a bank and he went in there with a gun to the cashier, got the cash, raided the bank, went out, walked down the street, and then a few days later or a few weeks later, the police knock at his door, they arrest him, and he was completely gobsmacked that he'd been caught. He couldn't believe that he'd been caught. He thought that he had flawlessly pulled off a bank robbery, and he was delirious. And it turns out they did some studies on this guy, and he actually believed that he had done it flawlessly. And he was so confused, like it was almost, it was almost ill with the fact that he couldn't believe that he'd been caught. And the police officers, I think, were called Dunning and Kruger. I think that's where the Dunning-Kruger came from. But the thing is this, when people learn a little bit about something, they tend to, you get certain people that like pick up on buzzwords, and then they're confident, they apply confidence to it, and they feel like they can, they know everything about it. Does anyone know anyone like that? If they start learning something, all of a sudden they know everything about it. And in 5 minutes, they think they're the be all and end all at that particular thing. Does anyone know anyone like that? I'd certainly know people like that. The problem is when you combine that with social media, you get a platform of, all these kind of people with Dunning-Kruger, and it's not backed up by results. It's just how confident they are. They've got a bit of swag. They've got they're a bit good looking, maybe got a twinkle in their eye, got nice teeth, and they're telling you all the things that you want to hear. And you fall for it. Okay, so you do have to be careful. And what you want to do is ask yourself, where's the results? What are they at? What's backing this up, what they're saying? Let me talk to their clients. Let me really talk to their clients. Evening, Billy. We'll let you off. But going back, like, let's just kind of ignore the Dunning-Kruger thing. Let's talk about you and self-development. When you share everything that you know, like this show, for example, reading about Dunning-Kruger and sharing it on this show, you kind of become even more aware of the principles that you're sharing yourself as well. So it reinforces the knowledge. When you can share what you've learned, it does reinforce the knowledge, and you kind of learn and accelerate your own learning as you go by sharing the information you've learned. They say that, you remember something like 65% more of the information that you talk about that you've learned than just sticking it in your head. So when you're sharing what you've learned, you really, really start to, you really start to get it locked down. Security lockdown all week. Jeez. We know a thing about lockdown out here as well. Now, here's the real point of the show. The question came up last week following, how to self-develop is, and it's really frustrating. They were basically saying, I don't have the money to invest in the things, that I want right now. I want to buy this program. I want to go and do this course. I want to go and learn from this person. I know they're legit. They've got integrity. I want to go all in. I know it's for my best interest. I know everything they're teaching is aligned with my values. It's where I want to be in 5 years. I know they can get me there, but I don't do it right now. I don't have the money right now. And that's when you ask yourself, if you believe in your heart of hearts that they can get you to where you want to go. And this is what I do. Every time I look at a course or a program, I think, will that get me the result? Am I sure it will get me the result? Because I know that I'm going to do the work. And if the answer is yes, then you tally up what that's worth to you. Okay. And then you think of the price, and you think usually the price is less than what it's worth to you. And not only that, you factor in how much money you can earn after taking the course or the program as well. Right? But here's the thing. Everyone has money to invest in their mind. Everyone can spend 10% of their income on their own development. Okay? And what they mean to say is, when people say they can't afford to invest right now, what they're meaning to say is self-development isn't very high on my values. All right. And what I really think is it's more to do with them not appreciating the power of it. Okay. They haven't tried it. And then because they haven't tried it, they don't see it as a good investment. But let me tell you this, I've spent like $200 on a webinar before, and that ended up sparking an idea in my head that earned me way over £350,000, way over £350,000, probably closer to 400,000. And that was for attending a 90-minute webinar that cost me $200 to attend. So the thing is this, until you try it, you'll never see the benefits. You'll never see the benefits. You'll just shut down, and what they do is they just shut down everything around them who is working on their self-development, and they put them into some kind of cult category. I don't know if you've been called in, like you're in a cult before, but that tends to be the easy way out. And I know if you're watching this show, right, you know the power of it as well. Otherwise you wouldn't be spending your evening watching this here. And you wouldn't be sharing this show. You wouldn't be listening to the podcast. But what I really would love you to do is to share this show or share the podcast with someone who is a little bit closed-minded, or does kind of shun the whole approach to self-development and self-growth. Because hopefully if we can share the messages in this podcast and share the messages in this show, they'll see, thought I was going to sneeze there. They'll see the other side, right? The key is not to force it down someone's throat, though. Mention it in a non-threatening way. And when I say non-threatening, I mean not threatening to their beliefs, not threatening to their values. Maybe think of a way that you can relate something I've said in one of my shows or my podcast episodes that relates to something that they are interested in. Okay. And then subtly drop the link or drop that into conversation. because people don't want you to be their teacher. So where I'm going with this is it is important to self-develop. I recommend you spend 10% and put 10% of your income and put it into your mind. I recommend that when you are considering learning something, make sure that you weigh up the risk in terms of value. How much value do you truly believe that you can get out of it? But pay attention to what you could earn after you've learned it. Not only from what you implement, but what you can share. Can you make money from sharing the information as well? And I'm not saying, rip off, plagiarize someone's program. I'm talking about sharing information in with your own little spin. And can you earn money doing it that way? And then lastly, just check for the whole Dunning-Kruger thing. Whenever you're considering working with a mentor, because it is absolutely crucial that you do if you're going to grow, make sure that they've got the results, and specifically look at the clients and talk to the clients and ask the clients exactly what results they've got. Not how good the program was, what results they've got. Because we can all put on a good show, but what results are the clients getting? Have the clients got the results that you want? Because if the people teaching it haven't got the results you want and their clients haven't got the results you want, why would you do it? You're not going to get the results. So I just wanted to bring that up and kind of play on from last week, the importance of it, because I absolutely live by it. But there are some things you need to pay attention to. But just know this, when people empower their minds, they become better humans. They're more creative, they have better ideas, they solve more problems, and they earn more money. So that's what I wanted to do with this show. Share this with as many people as you possibly can. I've got a massive goal to significantly increase the number of people set up for financial success by 2030. So every time you share this show, you're helping me achieve that goal. And hopefully by now, you've realized that I truly care in helping you become financially free. I've got no ulterior motive. I've got no, there's no motivation to rip anyone off. I want you to succeed, and I don't want you to waste money. I don't want you to waste time. If you want to become more wealthy and you're watching this to become more financially empowered, the last thing you want to do is blow money on a waste of course. And the last thing you want to do is spend time taking a course that's not going to get you where you want to be. So be mindful. Self-development's important, but don't fall for Dunning-Kruger effect. And finally, if you do want to get onto a strategy call, make sure that you book one of these sessions. Come onto the session with me Saturday morning, next Thursday. They're the last two. And we're going to spend an hour and a half together putting a wealth strategy together for you so that you've got a 3-year plan and a blueprint so you know what to do next. And that just leaves competition time. So competition time. This is where we all give away some goodies, some always free goodies, and all you have to do to win or to be in a chance to win is to be here. Vincent says, just shared now because it's worth it. Thank you very much, Vincent. I appreciate that. This week's winner, all you have to do to win is to be here commenting, screenshot this as well and post it on social and tag me in it. And you'll be in with a chance to win some goodies next week. But this week's winner is Daniel McGuinness. So thank you very much, Daniel McGuinness. Reach out to admin@graystone.education and we'll be sending you some always free goodies. And that just leaves me to say, who here is doing any form of self-development right now? And please share if you're getting value from it, what it is, who the mentor is, and let us know so that people watching this program at the end of this are actually going to see some valuable comments coming through on what is a good spend, what is good value for money. So let me know in the comments if you're doing any program right now or you've done one recently, what value you got from it. Is it valuable? And leave it in the comments who it's from, what it is, and we can help each other grow that way in this community as well. So that is it for another week. Wow, we're going on like 25 minutes already. Until next week, remember the clocks go forward. And until next week, take care. Have a great rest of your day and weekend, and I'll see you then.